Hello students, I am Neha Yadav and today I will be explaining the first unit of class 3, that is the tale of Peter Rabbit. So before beginning the story, I will introduce you to the main character of the story, that is Peter Rabbit, and the sub character, that is Mr. McGregor's and Peter's mother. So as the story begins, we get to see that there were 4 little bunnies, that is Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail and Peter, that is the main character of the story. So all of them, they had been living under the root of a very big fir tree. So one day what happens is that their mother, she warned all of them not to go to Mr. McGregor's garden, as their father, he once met with an accident because of Mrs. McGregor. So after warning them, Miss that means Peter's mother, the mother of all these 4 bunnies, she went away, and she asked them that they can go down the lane but not to Mr. McGregor's garden. So all the 3 bunnies, that is Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail, they went down the lane, but then Peter, who was very notorious, he did not listen to what his mother warned, and he directly went to Mr. McGregor's garden. So after reaching there, he ate lettuce, French beans, radish, and after eating them, he just felt sick. So he went to look for parsley further. So while doing that, what happens is that he was caught by Mr. McGregor, who was planting cabbages there. So when Mr. McGregor, he saw Peter the rabbit, Peter was very frightened, as Mr. McGregor chased him and asked him to stop the thief. He was very frightened. So uh, while trying to escape, Peter, he lost one of his shoes among the cabbages, and the another pair of shoes among the potatoes. So while trying to escape, Peter, he got stuck in the net of a gooseberry net, and because he was wearing a jacket which was blue in color, had a brush button on it, his buttons were stuck on the net of the gooseberries. Peter tried hard, but he could not come out. So he just gave up and he started crying. But on the that moment, what happened is that some of the friendly birds, they happened to see Peter crying over there, so they encouraged Peter, and they asked him to try a little more hard and to come out. So Peter did the same and he escaped from there. So after escaping, he ran faster, and he got inside a water cane there. So when he ran towards the water can and he escaped there, Mr. McGregor, who had been chasing him, he got to know that Peter was hiding somewhere there. So he started searching Peter inside the pots or the tubs kept there. But then at that moment, what happened is that Peter, he sneezed, and Mr. McGregor found him out. So again, Mr. McGregor was chasing Peter, and he ran very fast, and he jumped out of a window, and then he just stopped as he was very tired, and also Mr. McGregor, who had been chasing him, was also tired, and he stopped there. So what happened is that Peter just saw a door which was closed. He was very sad and he was weeping over there, and then he happened to see a mouse at first. So the mouse was carrying some food and peas on her mouth, that she could not answer when Peter asked the way to exit. So then Peter was he was very disappointed, and then he again started walking slowly in search of the exit door. So in between, what he saw is that he saw a cat. She was just staring in the pond in search of fish. So Peter, he thought that it will be better to stay away from the cat. So he came back, And then he saw that Mr. McGregor, he was planting the onion tree, and while staring at him, he happened to see that also there was a gate from where he could escape. Finally he found out the gate to escape, as he has forgotten from where to exit. As Peter, he was very much frightened, and he was very complexed, and he was perplexed where he can from where he can come out. So finally, Peter thought that he will come out of that gate, and he made a very hard attempt to come out of it. But while doing so, Mr. McGregor, he again happened to see Peter the rabbit running faster. He chased him, but then Peter, he did not look back, and at once he somehow managed to come out of the gate, and he exists from there. So as he reached home, he was very tired, and he was very much rest, so he fell down there on the sand. And at that time, Peter's mother, she was cooking food, and she was wondering what happened to his clothes and shoes, as it was the second pair of shoes and his jacket that he lost. So Peter mother, she found that Peter, he was very sick, so she provided him with camel tea, and she put him to sleep, while all other brothers and sisters, that is Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail, they were provided with bread, milk and blackberries to eat. And this is where the story concludes. But what is remaining here is that the moral of the story, which shows that we should always obey to the advices of our elders, else it may put us to risk our life, or it may put us to any kind of problem, as Peter faced by not listening and by disobeying what his mother advises him.